I'm so sorry. Hello and welcome to my channel. If you like my channel, please like and subscribe. There should be a notifications bell down at the corner that will let you know as to when I'm going live. This is Rowan, by the way, and she is like the highlight of my life. I'm so sorry. Rowan, move your phone. Go over here, take it. Come on, stop. Okay. So it's a big deal. Okay, kick it down. Kick it down. Kick it down. Okay, all the way. There you go. Okay, so we got some supplies out tonight. Like the rest of the supplies are out. Harm reduction took blankets out. Laura came and grabbed some, so totally exciting. And really exciting news that I am like so happy about is making a step within my career. And I now have business cards and they're so pretty. So I'm gonna show you. And they're like sparkly, right? And then on the back, it's got the PayPal and the donations link. So yay. I'm so excited about this. So I figured I would just kind of share that with you guys. And I've been totally like, okay, if you followed my story and stuff, you know that I am totally into like creating. And whether that be like my paintings or really anything that I do. And I'm always looking at ways, like new and unique ways to fulfill that within myself and still give back. For example, like my paintings, when I sell those, 20% gets split between 4 nonprofits. When I do tie blankets, those get given to either Seattle Dogs or anybody else that's distributing blankets. But this one is really cool. And I've been seeing them out for a while now. And they're these big chunky blankets. And I don't know if you can see this one, but I already started one for my daughter. And hopefully that's going to be like a gradient. And I didn't realize how bulky it really is. And so how much I would necessarily need. But I wanted to kind of I just wanted to have a fun broadcast and just do a craft while having everybody here, and everybody can make comments and we can talk about issues. But I want to show you how to do this because I just find it so cool. And a lot of times I know for myself, my hands hurt. My hands hurt a lot. Stop sniffing. Stop it. Stop. But anyway, my hands will hurt. And so I try to find things that are great to make and that won't do that so much. Hi, Lady Lilac. It's nice seeing you online. Thank you so much. And I want to thank one of my viewers, C, who sent this carpet to me. I am absolutely in love with it, and Rowan cannot stop rolling around on it. She absolutely loves it. I did, however, because it is like really fuzzy, have to get her to stop trying to clean it. She was trying to clean it like it was fur on the floor. I was like, stop, don't lick it. Okay. So the thing is you get like this heavy duty yarn, and you can also get like roving. I think it's called roving, and it's you can get wool, you can get vegan, you can get like peppermint. I found that there's even like peppermint leaf and stuff. This one is like cotton, so this is what we're gonna go with. And I picked a light purple because there is a person in my life who really likes the color purple, and I thought this would be really cool as a present. Like I said, these ones are presents. So here we go. Okay. Let's see. And watch me forget how to do this real quick. That's going to be the kicker. Okay. Sorry. We're just going to knot it up somehow. Oh my gosh. I totally like just spaced how to even tie a knot. This is ridiculous. I'm so sorry. I was like, oh, this will be a great learning thing. And then all of a sudden I'm forgetting everything there is to it. So anyway, tie your little knot. You're gonna have something come out like this, okay? And I'm not sure positively if this is the correct knot to tie, but it's a knot. So it's very similar to like crocheting, which is really cool. I guess it's called arm knitting, but I love it. So you just take this, and just like you would with any kind of like crocheting or whatever, you're just linking them together. So you're just taking this in and pulling it out. So super simple, and it's not like hard on the hands, or I mean, totally like no pressure. Just bam and bam, and then you chain it up like this. And because I did this one, and this one is going to be made into a blanket, it's much longer. But for showing purposes, I thought that we would just do like a small little thing so I can kind of show you just how to do it. And I'm like totally like really excited about this. So, and I know that you're supposed to count too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm so sorry. Rowan just cracks me up. She just cracks me up. So we got 10 here. Oh, hi, Kate. Good evening. So we got 10 here. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to take this, come over here, just like we would with anything else. And we're going to bring this up over here. And what we're going to want to do is have these like sticking up. So got this one here, come over here, and you're going to want to take, okay, you see how this is, how all of them are linked like this? When you take this part over, you're going to want to bring it over here, not to this part, but to this part of the pretzel, right? And that's why it looks a lot like a pretzel, kind of. So you got 2 little things going up here, but what you're going to do is you're going to just continue that. So you got like a bunch of like loose little like fringy stuff. And it is late, so my words are not like the best, but I'm pretty sure all of you can garner my meaning. And this is by no means a serious broadcast. So see, okay. So once you do it like that, you got something looking like this. Okay. And then what you do is you take this part right here and this one, and we're gonna, we're gonna come through this one with our, get it on the right side here. We're gonna grab this one here. We're gonna see these 2 right here. That's the last one. We're gonna tuck this one here. And then we got 2 like this, and we're gonna just loop it over like that. And we're gonna bring this back around. And we got, again, 2 like this. Okay, we're gonna bring this in like that, and we're just gonna loop it over. Yeah, see? It's loose, but it's coming together. I'll show you. So do this, loop it, bring it over, do this, loop it, bring it over, do this, loop it, bring it over. Wait, I don't think I looped that one. Loop it and bring it over. Loop it and bring it over. And if you can count how many times I've said loop it and bring it over, hopefully it's been like 10. So loop it and bring it over. And as you go, you can kind of see, kind of pull it apart here so you can see the looser dynamic of what's going on. You're literally knitting it together. And so this comes out, and these make like these big, beautiful, chunky blankets. I mean, you can make like rugs with them and things like that. But they're really cool blankets. And like, as I just showed you, like very minimal, small finger or hand movement. Because I know that there's a lot of us, that have problems with our joints, or, small motor skills. So this is my project of the night. I just thought it was really interesting, and I wanted to show it to you guys and just tell you the good news about the business cards and just some really wonderful stuff coming up. On the 20th, I am hosting a training session for all of our service providers, outreach, community members that would like to train and learn how to use Strapped. And he's going to be just talking about the developers coming in, and he's going to be talking about the capabilities really of what it is and what it can be if used correctly. And so I think it's a really big deal. And I think that it will strengthen our framework and really help out. So I'm very, very excited for that. And other than that, I submitted my first grant, which was really exciting. So learning new stuff all the time. Yeah, life is good. It's rough, but it's good. So that was it. I just wanted to share with you guys and maybe have some conversations. See, what are you guys all up to? Anybody want to share anything? I have to unlock my coffee because I'm terrified of dropping it on this new carpet. So if it's like outside my hands, I have a little lock thing that I just lock it because I am one of those people that if I can spill it, it's a thing. Let's see. Ooh, I'm going to sit closer because it's easier for me to see. There we go. Okay. What am I doing for Chrissy? Oh, you mean the Sparkle holiday? I am doing exactly what I'm doing. I don't really have like special plans and all that other stuff. People come over, I feed them, and I know that in December, I'm having a really good friend come out. And so she will be here for the latter part of December. And then fingers crossed, if everything works out, my daughter says that she'll be coming and visiting in January. And I'm so excited, like so excited. I'm excited for my friend to visit in December, but I'm really excited too for my daughter. And and I love baking. And so I've been, of course I bake all the time, but she is vegan and gluten free. So I have been trying to learn as much as I can about tailoring the recipes so that they are vegan and gluten free and that she can eat them. So that's awesome. That's what I am doing too. Okay. Oh, thank you for being happy for me. Yeah, so I don't really, I guess, plan anything special. I just I throw as much shiny, sparkly stuff up as I can and just enjoy it for the time that it lasts. For me, this time of the year is it's changed for me too, honestly. Being unhoused changed a lot of how I feel about these holidays. Forever to me, winter is going to be a time of knowing that I can stay warm. I don't know if that will be a thing for the rest of my life, but I know that if I feel like I'm not going to be able to get warm or be somewhere where I am warm, it causes panic. So for me, it's a big deal to have like the Sparkle holiday where it's okay to be cozy. It's okay to be inside and be like, okay, I'm safe. I'm warm. I'm okay. Will Laura be at the STREP seminar? I'm hoping so. I don't remember how many people have registered yet. I know that if she can, she's definitely going to make it. I'm really excited for this. I think that it's really going to give us another way, a very efficient way to handle resources. And one of the reasons I think that is I had to call 211 as a provider the other day. And let me tell you that I literally could not stay on hold and listen to their rambling for I'm housed right now. I just couldn't deal with it. I can't imagine, like, that's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous to have somebody press like 10 numbers to figure out where you're going or what you're doing or whatever. That is, I don't even play like that anymore. There is an app for that and it is real time. And so I think that's really important because right now we have a lot of services that require referrals. And so what that means is one person will have to go to a place to get help. And then they get referred to another place and another place and another place. And we're looking at this almost like if you were looking at it as a medical level, you're getting referred from doctor to doctor to doctor. Well, this is being referred from service provider to service provider. well, does the buck has to stop somewhere. And so I really feel that that's an extra step that really does not need to be there. Um, and I think that happens because, you know, they have certain people. I'm not altogether sure why it happens, but the whole needing to hit 2, 3 places before you're able to get to safety is not okay. And so I'm hoping that through this technology and having it be real time based, in other words, in this app, service providers can update their beds available and their services available real time within seconds. There is no reason for them not to be using this. Like, absolutely zero reason. It is a free service from a nonprofit, and it is absolutely game changing when it comes to outreach and finding resources as an unhoused person. Because the thing is with apps and things like that, you don't need phone service. You can just find where there's Wi-Fi. And in Seattle, at least, in most big cities, you can go find Wi-Fi at the library and other places. There's other places like Starbucks and things. Canine therapy. To use an app, one needs a cell phone. One needs a device. It doesn't necessarily have to be a cell phone. That's the cool thing about apps. It could be a Kindle. It could be any number of things, but it does not have to be it just has to be a device that is Wi-Fi enabled. It doesn't need phone service or anything else. And that's something that, you know, when I was talking to the developer, we talked about is I was always confused when I hear service providers go, well, nobody has phones. I'm like, well, hold up. Nobody has phone service. Many people have devices, but it's expensive to get those devices unlocked so that they can have some sort of, you know, pay as you go phone service, or, you know, whatever the reason for, but most people have devices that are able to connect. And if there is no device that that person is able to have, they can go to the library, and Strapped is also a website. It's strapped.org. So, and actually I'm going to type that in. So if you guys want to go look at it, it's pretty freaking cool. Okay, let's see here. So now, there it is. Okay. Yeah, I hope soon future we could survey our item through internet live from the main factory. I don't know what that means. Okay. But yeah, it's a great service. I am, you know, when I found it, the thing is, everybody was like asking me questions. I'm like, I'm not the developer. I don't know. You know, I'm just telling you because it sounds great. And then after actually, he took the time after me contacting him to sit and do a video conference where he showed me, you know, and gave me a training session on how to use it. And I was blown away, and I could see the impacts that could have, you know, even just tweaked and growing and being able to come, you know, grow into, you know, different spheres that we need it. It's going to be phenomenal. So I'm really excited about it. And Kate, I don't think you were here, so I'm going to show you. My business cards came in. I don't know if you can see. They're all shiny and pretty. And of course, they got the back on them. So people can just scan the QR code, and it'll take them either right to my Facebook or right to my Amazon wish list. The outreach Amazon wish list, not the personal one. So yeah, everything is going, and I am really, really excited about the way things are headed. I am there was, and it's neat too, because like I've been doing this for a couple years now, or I guess 3 years now, and did not the full time on YouTube. I was also on Facebook. But just to see kind of my journey and how I've come, like I used to be like, I wanted my business like LLC because I was like, whatever, just pay taxes. But then I also realized that to be able to get grants and things like that, there is a reason to be a nonprofit organization. So I am actually looking to now turn being into nonprofit. Rotary. Hi, Amanda. Have other people been helped out by the program that helped you? I'm not sure what you're referring to. Are you talking about the housing program, or because I'll be honest, I'm a culmination of a lifting up of the universe. But if you're talking about housing, I would have to say yes, absolutely. I'm under a federal program called Shelter Plus Care. And Shelter Plus Care is for those of us that have co occurring illnesses, either substance abuse disorder or mental illnesses. um, and it's funny too, because I used to like not want to like throw that out there. And I'm like, if anything, I wish more and more of us that are diagnosed mentally ill would throw their hands up and be like, I'm mentally ill. Because the thing is, people need to see it for what it is and stop thinking that, somebody, like I've been told, you're not mentally ill. I'm like, well, just because you don't see me breaking down at the bus stop screaming the F word doesn't mean I'm not still mentally ill. It just means I'm medicated and treated now. That was still me. But when you get treatment and you're on medication, those behaviors can get better. And that's really important to know. And important to know that like safety and healing and having a stable place to be can also lesser the effects of those things. Let's see. You like the pretty shiny stuff like me? I do. I really, really do. Yeah, as a matter of fact, Laura came by tonight and she gave me a dish towel that says life is the way you bake it, and it has like a glittery cupcake on it, and I was just like, outside. I do. I do like sparkly, shiny stuff. And that's probably why on my business card too, when it says where it says being, it's like shimmery silver. So I was like, kind of shines. Anybody have any questions or anything they want to talk about? I'll wait for a few seconds and let you type it in. I'm not like in a hurry tonight by any means. I just figured I'd sit and have a nice fireside chat. I guess Rowan decided she was going to go pass out. Anybody? All right. Well, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I know it's late tonight. I just was like, oh, how is Gypsy doing? She's doing all right. It's very difficult for her to have to move again. It's hard on a lot of levels. Like that's the person that shows up for me and knows me when I'm not always all right. And so selfishly, her living below me, it helps my life a lot. And so I'm really going to miss her. Not getting emotional though. What is the red thing behind you? That is a new painting that I'm working on. Yeah, it's a work in progress. I kind of went through like about a week ago, I kind of went through a depressive period where I was having trouble even thinking of what to put on the canvas. So now I got it going back again and I'm feeling a little better. So back at it. Get up, show up and try. you know. Let's see. I just wander around YouTube looking for the live stream just as you do. Okay. I see so many homeless here in Southern California walking around with suitcases. Are these people being sent off to other cities? I told them that is a good question. Suitcases a lot of times, like you kind of have a choice of what you're gonna carry your belongings around in, because number one, if you are in any kind of shelter, tent encampment, something like that, you can't lock your belongings down. So even though you'll leave like your tent with your stuff in it, you still have your like most important stuff in that backpack. Like that's what goes with you, or in your suitcase, that's what goes with you. You can't carry around a life, really. You can only carry around your most important stuff, and a lot of times that's everything that can possibly be important to that person in that suitcase. And as far as the one-way tickets, there was I don't know, some politician who brought it up here in Washington, and I thought it was just ridiculous, because one thing we know about the unhoused population is that somewhere family support is a problem. And what this assumes, these bus tickets, is go to someone else because you're not our problem. You must have family, you must have this, and here's the thing. If their family was in a place to be able to support them, that probably would already be happening. And just because you have a couch to sleep on does not mean you are not homeless. That is somebody else's home. And you will still feel like an outsider. And it's not okay. We need to house people in their own safe habitat. To give somebody a bus ticket and say, here, go be homeless somewhere else, because that's what that is. Here, be someone else's problem. And I just think that's a really, there are people, I guess, that their families find them or whatever, but literally, if their family is not in a place to send them a bus ticket to get back, then they are not most likely in a place to help them get ahead and live and have a stable place. It's just traumatizing an entire family. If you want to really help somebody get together and have family support, move them next to their family where they can have a home, but they still have their own autonomy. That's just my own perspective on that. But yeah, that's that one-way bus ticket thing. I'm always really leery of that. Shouldn't have asked you. Oh, no worry about that. Go ahead and ask me anything. It doesn't bother me. I get emotional. I am an emotional person, and I really just refuse to apologize for it. Like we're supposed to have emotions. And I love the fact that I'm able to feel so deeply. Even if it's a hurting feeling, it's still a feeling, and I'm here and I get to feel it. It's, I don't really, emotions. Don't worry about asking me questions. I'm going to have emotions. So you wish you could paint. Anybody can paint. You just got to keep doing it. And no matter what you come up with, and see, like this, no matter what you're going to create, there's somebody who's going to see you and see that and see your work and see your effort and be totally in love with it. That's, if I could tell anybody anything, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, because you're going to run into many, many people out there who don't believe in you. So you need someone who's got your back. Let that be you. And this is not saying, oh, get there on your own or anything like that. No, I'm just saying that, it is a culmination of community and world effort to lift us all up. But while you're being lifted up, believe in your abilities. What can we help to do to help G? I really don't. We just got to find her a new place. I'm hoping that she gets to stay in West Seattle. I'm really upset about the rents being jacked up, especially here's my problem. All right. Everybody in Seattle knows we are in the middle of a humanitarian crisis. And then I see Allied Residential literally raising rents 20%, knowing that we're in this crisis, knowing they cared zero about the public. And yet we're letting them do business in our city. Because what that tells me is a company doesn't care about the city they're doing business in. Because there was no reason for that jacking up of the price. It isn't some specialty building with all of these bells and whistles. For God's sake, I went down to the first floor and apparently somebody had peed in the hallway and it smelled awful. And, those things happen, whatever. But don't tell me that all of a sudden our building is now some specialty building that, no, it's not. No, it's not. And they did that, and they hurt people out of it, like really hurt people, because Gypsy's not the only one that's on a housing program that has to leave. Like I said, by just chance, my voucher program covered it, or I would be moving as well. It's terrifying to think of, like, just it's and moving may not seem that scary to some people, but when you know that it's so close to just putting you right back out in that situation, it's really scary. Like, I don't know if I could do it again. Well, I know I could do it, but I'm not gonna like it, and it will cause early death. That's not cool. Um, let's see. How is the weather? Cold and rainy. But tada, I got a fire. So that's really helpful. Anybody who wants to send firewood, go right ahead. Definitely use firewood. Let's see. Arthritis has deformed my hands a little, so I can't really draw or paint. I use a font stylus so I can type. Okay. All right. Last question. What's my favorite type of music, band, or song? Oh, that's a hard one. I listen to all sorts of different music, except country. I don't really listen to country. But let's see. Right now, oh man. There's a new one that I really like called. There's a song called "Good Thing" that I really like, by Kenali. I'm not sure if I'm even pronouncing her name right. I usually don't know who's singing them, but I like Snow Da Product, Halsey. I like all different artists, like all like Atmosphere, AJR. The companies want to make sure there is housing for their high-paid employees, jacking the rents up for their tech workers, and not here in West Seattle though. That's the problem here. Is it there isn't these would not this wouldn't be considered housing for any kind of high-priced tech workers. That's more like Bellevue and stuff. This is ridiculous. And Allied owns places not even in Seattle, like in just throughout King County. As a matter of fact, I think it was Athena that she just is losing her housing over in Renton, or no, Kent. Sorry, Kent, through Allied. So it is definitely there is no high paid employees that are going to live in these apartments. It's they don't have, like, it's a company. It's called under Allied Group, and they manage properties, and it's all about for them trying to avoid a housing crisis. I'm sorry, not a housing crisis. We have a housing crisis. It's all about profit, and it's stupid, and it's ridiculous, and it really angers me that you could have companies that are like, yes, we care about our community and we want to do the right thing, and we're blah, 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 blah. And we know there's a humanitarian crisis. Yeah, we're going to jack up rents. Is that helping anything? No. Do you absolutely need to do that? No. Okay. Well, then you don't care about the area you're in. You don't care about your community, and you sure don't care about people. So if companies who are known to do that, what they should know now is, forever and ever, anytime I hear of Allied Group, I will immediately associate that with some money grubbing grossness. So, and I got a big mouth. Let's see. I just came in. What's going on? How are you? I'm wonderful. Doing good. Kate, it's actually been warm, going down to 50. Been doing flashlight off leash walks at night with clients and their dogs. I look really good in the dark. Ha ha ha. No, I don't know. It may not be that cold for some people, but I have a hard time with my body temperature. I get cold really easy, and then everything just hurts. You mentioned country music. Oh no, I don't listen to country music. That's what I meant by that. I don't listen to country music. Okay. If I am at home and I am listening to music, if I was going to say the mix that I would put on, it probably has a lot of hip hop rap or alternative and some pop. Every once in a while, a little classical. Fireplace looks cool. Yes, yes. That is, it's hard too because it's not, I love my apartment. I do. I am thankful for it, but I'm not thankful to a company that is like, we need our vouchers. We need these programs. And there's no reason that we should be forced out because of that. And that's kind of what it seems like. And it's really hard now listening to, there's all sorts of people moving out of this building now. Found you through Mark. Oh, yeah, invisible people. Oh, so I was thinking, because I don't go, like, I have a friend that has gone on there and, like, will tell people, like, hey, she's got her own YouTube and things. Because I'm not affiliated with Invisible People. It's just he did the interview. But I thought about going in because I never really do this, and I haven't done it in a long time, is looking at the comments and then like doing a live vlog addressing some of these crazy things that people have written down there. Like I went through it because when I was thinking about it, I was like, well, let's just check it out. And I was checking it out, I'm like, oh my. Like some were really kind and empathetic and compassionate, and some were just, I don't know, just out there. And it's just funny too, the assumptions people can make over a very short moment in somebody's life. And then they make all these assumptions about who that individual is, what they do, what they haven't done, what they should do. It's like, wow, where were you when I needed all life advice? Kate, is it a gas fireplace that also burns wood? No, it's strictly wood burning. I One of my viewers had sent me these Duralogs, and they're really nice to. They're like a good 3-4 hours, so it's good for a night fire. Um, let's see, just showing up. Didn't know about voucher, not getting accepted there. Yeah, my voucher. Well, see, that's the thing. Is with housing, there's so many vouchers. Like there's the Home Again program, the Home Last program, the Rapid Rehousing program, Shelter Plus Care, Plymouth. It's so scattered, and that's what I talk about when I say to strengthen the framework. There's all these vouchers with all different, qualifications and this and that and whatever. It's like, you guys spending all these money just making sure that people meet the criteria could have housed somebody. This is ridiculous. It really is. We need to just house people. And it's, when I heard somebody the other day that was like, they just want to be out there. Okay, they didn't say it like that. I made that tone of voice up. That was, it did not sound like that. In my head, that's what it sounded like. They're like, they just want to be out there. I'm like, have you literally ever walked up to an unhoused person with a key to an apartment? Like, until you've done that, don't tell me they want to be out there. Like, walk up, say, here's a place. Here, you'll be safe and secure. Here's a place with a kitchen, a bathroom, and a living area. It could be a studio. And I guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, the person would be like, yes, please. But that's the case is, people are making these assumptions without actually offering somebody an alternative. So, can I do a fast recap on the voucher problem there? It's just that there's so many different kinds, and the qualifications and criteria for them are all different. I hate saying lucky because I think that it's every human's right to have healthcare and housing. So I had my rights upheld, I guess. What kills me is that I want that for everyone. I want that for every single person. And I'm lucky because I get to keep my voucher. Because of what I've gone through and my history. I am, whether it doesn't matter what the outside world thinks. My doctors know that I'm disabled, and I do as much as I can work wise around that. Doesn't mean I don't work, doesn't mean that I don't do things. It just means that um, loss of housing will shatter my stability and will shatter my mind. And so they, Shelter Plus Care is there. Let's see. Are homeless nonprofits more for the employees, staff, or do they actually help the homeless in need? Oh my gosh. Okay. So this is a big question, and I'm actually glad you asked it. Um, each nonprofit works a little differently, and each one puts their money. But let me tell you about the ones that I know. First, there's Seattle Dogs Program with Laura. That is my favorite nonprofit because one of my favorite peoples in the world. And when I say that, I would guess over 100% of her funds are immediately put back into the population. And the reason I say over 100% is because she is also um, disabled as well. And so not only does she use the donations that come in, but also a lot of times uses some of her own funds as also her living expenses, or her living stuff. In the nonprofit world, the smaller nonprofits most times will put all their energy into the supplies and things. It really depends on the kind of outreach and the kind of nonprofit they are. Larger nonprofits, such as like UGM, they have a marketing department that they have to pay for. So you have to really look at the setup, the way they're set up. Seattle Harm Reduction Coalition, that is, the people that started it's all on their hands to fund right now because they haven't, they're new and they don't know a whole lot about about, how this works and fundraising and things. And that's actually my job is kind of advising. I'm a displacement consultant. So I kind of advise people on like the best ways to go about things, working within the demographic, the research that needs to be done. And so when you're looking at funding for a nonprofit, most of that comes from trying your best to think of a fundraiser. Think of things that you can do for a fundraiser that, people are going to think cool and, they'll get something out of, because they'll tend to give more money if they get something out. But it is a fight all the time for nonprofits and funding. One of the reasons that I'm going nonprofit status is because I truly believe that in the work I'm doing, and that it's improving the community and the neighborhood in my world. But yeah, there's all sorts of funding. Nonprofit is just a tax term. It doesn't tell you really what they're doing. And so each one you can look into. But I also, on the other hand, have to say this about nonprofits. I want the world to quit with this attitude that if you are helping humanity, you must do that for free. I know so many people who they want you to work for this nonprofit, work for this person or whatever. And they're like, well, where does the money go in the nonprofit? It's like, well, some of it has to go to pay the people. Okay. Not everybody does everything for free, and not everybody has the ability to do that. And I think that's what's asked out of people who are humanitarians, people who are giving to their communities. They're asked to give past the point of being self-sacrificing. And I think that doesn't need to be the narrative around that. You can care for others and still be okay yourself. And we fight for what we want for others too. Like, I want everybody to have a safe and stable place to be, but that also means that I get one. There's, my friend Sheila asked me that. She's like, why don't you have people walled? She goes like, I know you. I'm like, because I need safe and stable place. I need to have my head together. I need my private space. I really do. Like, even when I had a tent, nobody came up in my tent. Nobody encroached upon my private space. Like that's the same thing in my home. But I want that for other people too. So that means it's okay for me as well to need that. So that's my thoughts on that. Let's see. Took me 9 months to find a place with a voucher. I lucked out. As soon as I got my voucher, I found a place within a couple weeks. A lot of people have vouchers, but a lot of people not accepting the voucher here in California. Yeah, we ran into that problem too. People not wanting to accept the vouchers, and not only just that, but I found out like I had applied for another apartment, and it was I think in Issaquah, which honestly I do like nature a lot. So it was like, but it was because of my student loans. I had outstanding student loans, so they were like, no. And I was like, well, I have no any there. I've been homeless. How am I supposed to have done anything to do anything with anything? And they were still like, no, it showed up on your credit report. And I'm like, how can you do that? Like I get it. It's everything's this like idea of who's going to profit more. But when I got here, I had warned them that I had outstanding student loans, but I don't have any evictions or anything like that on there. So I lucked out. And there's a lot of people that have been, for example, like in Texas, um, when they had the floods down there, they had landlords that were still charging rent when the people couldn't live in them, and then evicting, like having these people have evictions on their records, even though it was a natural disaster that took their home. And when you're putting an application, that's not looked at. And it's a really horrible thing to do to people, but a lot of people have had it done to them, thousands. Let's see. I agree. I have to have private space to feel normal. What college degree do I hold? Not good. I have college. I don't want to go into my degree or anything like that. Um, I have not obtained a degree at this time. I have enough for an associate's. Um, and that's why it is so important for me to self educate and to have research accounts and to continually teach myself and educate myself on evidenced in data. I think it's really interesting to make sure that you're taking classes, because I will tell you right now, most college courses you can obtain for free. You can't obtain them for free with a credit. You will have to pay for the credit if you want credit, but most classes you can take for free. And my whole thing is, I don't care about the credit. I don't care about the degree. I want to learn. I want to learn everything there is possible to learn that I can learn in this lifetime. I also want to learn it while critically thinking. And that took a long time. It took learning how to read research papers, how to understand peer reviewing, how to understand the process. I need several lifetimes to be able to learn just a little. It just seemed like I love learning. Like, so, okay, for me, um, to have my head like in a research paper and making notes on my whiteboard makes me feel absolutely electric. I love it. So regardless of degree or not, I'm probably always gonna just kind of nerd out on information. One of my favorite things to do. Any other questions? Anything? Anyone? Nope. You are filled with so much wisdom. A true leader and very humble. Your calmness is inviting and peaceful. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's very sweet. Um, I nerd out all the time on information. Right. Oh, there's so much of it. The only thing I do watch for, though, too, with the information that I'm gathering is just making sure that it's true and correct. Make sure that, you know, I always love it because, you'll see in articles like studies say, and it's like, man, I got to go look up this study and find out, what they're, I gotta look up this study and find out who they were looking at and all of their resources and figure out what's going on, because I'm also very, not critical. What is it? Trying to think of the word. Like I said, it's late. My words are gone. Um, oh, I can't think of the name. Have a beautiful night, peaceful dreams. Think of the wholesome words. Thank you. I think it is. Yeah, it was like critical thinking skills. Making sure that my biases are not getting in the way of what I'm learning. Being very aware that everybody has cognitive biases and they are at all points, but I think that if we understand what those are and we learn to work within those and we can recognize them in ourselves, we'll catch them as they come up and then we'll be able to get around that much easier. Hi, Greg Brady. I do not see a Greg Brady on here. Hi. Okay, guys. Housing looks great on you. Have a great night. Thank you. I am thankful. And I am thankful that I never have to worry about somebody being mad at me and losing everything. Or I have a place that's mine. Mine and Rowan's. Definitely. I'm just really, really thankful. And I just hope that I am giving back as, I just want to give as much as I can to fixing some of the problems that, I faced and other people are continuing to face. And I think that's important because I do have a unique ability to learn a lot of things quickly. And so I just want to make sure that I'm putting that to the best use that I can. And all my skills and, everything to the best place that I can go. And I feel that, this world needs a lot of healing. And so if I can do that, then great. Oh, it's rotary powers, but great green. I can't. Oh, yeah. Okay. They come up as really, really tiny, so I couldn't see. It's sanity. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So much so. You guys have a great night. I appreciate you. Thank you for letting me talk to you for like an hour. And again, these are so cool. And any program or any projects that we can make that make people's lives a little better too. That's awesome. So anyway, bye guys. Have a great night.